It's weird because as it gets later in the day, fog should lighten, dissipate, and it's really not. But the weirdest part is the taste and smell. It smells like after you set off a bunch of fireworks, and like the taste of the air is, I mean, the only word I can think of is toxic.
And you guys just heard it there firsthand from an individual on the ground, and you can see it right there in the air, in the atmosphere, sitting on the ground. This chemical fog. Now, radiation fog is what they're calling this, and they say that it happens annually. But I'm going to tell you, and so will the people of California, that they don't deal with this, whatever this is, annually. It's not there with the normal fog. This is like different. It doesn't dissipate in the sunlight, and it smells like chemicals, like fireworks that just went off. Very toxic. And like, people notice this, they know this. If you're out in the morning going for a jog and it's foggy out, you can run through it. You're never going to have a hint of anything chemical. This has something in it. What is the question? I'd like to know if people can get some samples out there. If any of you guys out there are experiencing this, the chemical fog, have any details to add to this, please let me know in the comments section. Also email me, dabu7@yahoo.com. If anyone out there can get any samples of what's going on here with this, and see what's in the fog, see what's in the air, it would go a long way in helping others and improving that something's going on here. But a ton of people affected by this right now. I just wanted to kick it out there, let it be known that you're not alone, and that something weird is going on here with this chemical fog over California. I'll leave a link. Join me for the live streams Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Going live right here. Hope to see you there. Much love.
Shalom Akim, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in the gospel, bro, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is another lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will you be edified. It says chemical fog.
It's foggy out. You could
now,
run through
I remember
it.
last year around this time.
You're never going to have a hint of anything.
I remember last year around this time, this was the same account. Chemical fog. It may have lasted intermittent for about a week and a half. And I remember brothers had sent videos, and I recorded a video of it as well, of this aerosol that they're experimenting with in the atmosphere, because essentially they're changing the climate. If you have any understanding of what they're doing when you see these so-called clouds or these chemtrails, which that's essentially what it is. It's chemtrails. Okay, you have contrails and you have chemtrails. Contrails is basically the what do you call it, the vapor stream that comes out of jets or planes and they dissipate in the air. They don't come down here. But chemtrails is basically chemicals that they're spraying from these planes, and it's very toxic to the respiratory system, the digestive system, the skin, the environment itself. And this is why everything looks pretty much everything looks dead and hazy now. I remember a point in time going back in the 90s when I was a kid, the summers, the springs, hell, even the winters, the falls were more vibrant, had more color. You know, you can smell the trees, you can smell the scents, you can smell the sap from the pine cones, you know, you can smell the dandelions. But now everything is just dead, man, because essentially Esau he's destroying the earth. This is why we have to get up out of here, man, because I'm looking in the sky now, which was supposed to be a sunny day, and I mean, there's chemicals all over the place. And the crazy part about it is that, you know, the people ain't really rising up against it because they're so oblivious to what's happening. They think it's normal for you to see planes spraying the skies and creating chemicals, and that right there show you that you're in a dystopic type setup, because why do you need planes to create seasons, if that make any sense? Why are you spraying chemtrails, man? And it's toxic. I mean, people are sick from this shit, man. Last December, we had that chemical fog, called it like a death fog. I mean, it was thick as hell. And notice during the time they was spraying this fog, it was about 50, 60 degrees out. And it looked like this is what they're doing now, because as I'm driving on the road, I mean, they're spraying the hell out of the skies, man. And they wonder why the weather can jump up 30 degrees and plummet 50 degrees in a matter of 2 days, because they're controlling it, man. Okay? And it's really judgment, because, you know, it pisses you off when you look at it. But ask yourself, are these people, or the citizens of Babylon, are they really righteous? Are they really upright? And the question is no. These people are wicked, and ultimately them being poisoned is part of their judgment. So it's really justified. I guess it's really justified in the eyes of the Heavenly Father, but in Esau's totally is not justified. But you get it, because that's how judgment plays out. You know, in a perfect world, we won't have to do this, because the ecosystems, the weather environment, you know, the weather patterns will all be perfect in the kingdom. Okay, we're gonna have summer, we're gonna have spring, we're gonna have fall, we're gonna have winter times in the kingdom. You know, because that's essentially how the Lord created the seasons, due to the different climatic shifts on the planet Earth. You know, but it ain't gonna be to the point that it's a detriment to us. Okay, so with that being said, I got a couple precepts. It's not gonna be a long lesson by far, but this is the book of Revelation 11, and I'm gonna start at verses 18. Matter of fact, let's start at verses 17. It says, saying, we give thee thanks, O Yahweh, our power almighty, which are and was and are to come, because thou hast taken to thee thy great power and has reigned. Because there's coming a time the kingdom will be set up, and we ain't gonna have to come out of our houses and see a bunch of planes spraying our skies, which is essentially poisonous, man. Okay, I have not been able to, I mean, I can blow my nose, but my respiratory and bronchitis have been jacked up for the last 7 years, to the point they have what they call your nasal turbines, which pretty much is the cavities and so forth where the mucus can drain. But breathing this shit in and working certain jobs, I have a deviated septum, meaning that on the right side of my nose, if anything gets lodged in it, or, you know, sometimes mucus build up and you blow it to get the toxins out, it becomes lodged in the left side of my nose, and I can't even reach over there and get it. I can't even blow it out. It just have to dissolve, so to speak, through particular nasal rinses and all this other shit, which essentially you shouldn't have to put chemicals in your nose in order to drain your nasal cavities, man. But it's irritating as all hell, and that's why a lot of times when you hear me doing videos, I'm sniffling, because I'm trying to, you know, loosen up the film in my nose so I can blow it out. But it's hard as all hell, man, because you can barely breathe here, you know, and having sinus infections and all that other stuff is essentially destroying the body, because that's one of your detox pathways, is through getting mucus and phlegm out of your body to carry out the toxins. But if that's stuck in there, eventually you become too toxic, man. And that's what this devil wants, because hey, that's his job, to destroy life, man. Okay, and it reads, it says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath has come in the time of the dead, that there should be judged. The dead is you heathens, man, you dusty ass heathens. That thou should give reward to the servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. And the scriptures say that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So this is why the rulership is all out of whack, man. All right, let's get this Psalms 82, and I think it's Psalms 82 and 4 or 5 mainly, but let me pull it real quick. The book of Psalms, 82nd chapter, bingo, here we go, Psalms 82 and 5, and it says, they know not, neither will they understand, and they walk on in darkness. Yeah, this is why the masses of the people are in gross darkness, because they don't have no understanding. They just think, oh, well, that's normal, you know, that's normal. They don't even see that the chemicals that they're spraying is toxic to the body, and they don't even realize that this is not normal or natural cloud coverage. Okay, clouds form through particular particles in atmospheric type setup or density to form clouds, and then, you know, you get rain. but they're artificially creating clouds, man. It's called cloud seeding. There's a website and a YouTube page called nationalengineering.org, if I'm not mistaken. But they got some good information, and they tell you basically with these nuclear winters and these chemically enhanced winters, it's not natural. And this is why a lot of times when it's snow out, it smells like chemicals, man. Like I literally then went outside in the midst of a thaw out and got instant headaches because the chemical smell from the barium oxide and the stuff they're spraying in the heavens is toxic as all hell, man. You know, back in the day, you was able to eat snow. Now you eat snow, you drop dead. As kids, I used to eat the snow off my windshield, man. Windowsill, even though that's probably wasn't the best idea. But as a child, we used to do crazy, spontaneous shit like that. You see? But now, hell, you go out there and you try to play in the snow, you may get a damn rash or a fever, or you may get some type of infection, man. Okay? Because, like I said, the shit is just out of whack, and the people ain't crying out about it. Okay? You got some states and you got small communities out there that speak on these things, and that make, you know, they write into their governors and legislators and stuff of their respective states to end this flyover program, but they're not listening. They just like turning a blind eye. And even if you do write a letter to your congressman, at the end of the day, it may come across as desk, and he don't even pay attention to it because he's like, fuck you. All right, we're going to do what the hell we want to do. The job is to keep you people sick, keep you dependent on our wicked healthcare system, to keep you in a limbo, in a rat race of filling these prescriptions to keep you lethargic. And that's ultimately what it's all about, what it's been about. You know, it's business at the end of the day. It's wicked, but it's business, you know, and it ain't nothing to Esau. You're expendable at the end of the day. That's why the trees are dying. That's why the leaves are not putting forth fruit like they did, man. They're not vibrant because they're being suffocated. Okay, the grass, fucking trees, they're all dehydrated. That's why the fucking leaves on the trees look like plastic now, man, because everything is dehydrated. Hell, your skin is dehydrated. And this is why they make billions of dollars off the skin industry a year, because they're promoting certain lotions and oils and, you know, all this Lubriderm shit to keep your skin what it's naturally designed to do, which your skin is the biggest organism on your body. You know? But it says here they walk on the darkness and all the foundations are out of course, man. Okay? Everything. The weather, the animals, the people. Nature itself is upside down. They got 4G, 5G towers everywhere. And it's just a shit show. This is why King David called this place the Valley of the Shadow of Death. Okay? This is a dark world, man. Hell, I'm in it now. I left the crib maybe 10 minutes ago, and it was pretty clear now as I'm going south. Nothing but chemicals in the air, man. Not even real clouds, and then you wonder why it's gonna be 14 degrees on Saturday. It's wild. But I've said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High, but ye should die like men and fall like one of the princes. Yep. Yeah, because ultimately we're under the curses. This is a curse. You know, we're sick. The body is not healing as efficiently as it once did. You know, and you know, you wake up with these headaches, you wake up with sinus pressure. One day you wake up, you feel optimal. The next day, you know, you feel like hell. It's because the body can't catch a break, constantly detoxing. This is why people have kidney problems. This is why people's lymphatic drainage system is not functioning properly, because through lymphatic drainage, you know, you regulate the hormones, you know, the blood is cleaned out, the kidneys. When everything is working in tandem and in equality, then everything functions optimally. But when you're being bombarded by chemicals and death, you ain't got a chance to heal. All right, Psalm 17, and I'm gonna start at verses let's start at verses 10. It says, they are enclosed in their own fat, and with their mouth they speak proudly. Yeah, and their actions, I mean, this is bold, spraying the heavens like this, and people knowing that people won't buck up or rise up against it, because people here are so goddamn stupid. You know, as long as they go get a double Whopper with extra mac sauce on that joint, that's all they care about. I gotta go to work, brother. I can't worry about that. Okay, well, sooner or later you ain't gonna have no job either. But it says they have compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth. Yep, the technology. Like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, And as it were, a young lion lurking in secret places. But arise him and disappoint him and cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And this is part of Esau's sword. Okay, he got a weather program that he used, man. Okay, they made mention of it during the time of Vietnam. Okay, you got Agent Orange. You got all these different programs that they use chemical warfare or germ warfare and weather manipulation to essentially destroy the enemies, according to them. Because essentially we are at war. Okay, this is a war, brothers. No ifs, ands, or buts. We are in the midst of war. And war has been declared on the children of Israel and the people in general. All right. The book of Job 10. And I'm going to start at verses 20. And it says here, are not my days few? Because, you know, overall you live, here to be 70 years old. But shit, life expectancy has decreased. So the average person may only live to the age of 55 if they're lucky. Well, if they unlucky. I mean, overall, getting old in a place like this is never a good thing. And it says that I may take comfort a little, because we have no comfort here. But before I go whence, where I should not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. Yeah, darkness, man. And I ain't talking about no damn hell. He's talking about this wicked ass world we in, the curses. And it says a land of darkness as darkness itself, and a shadow of death without any order. And where light is, it's darkness, man. And there's no order here. Okay, why can't you just leave the heavens alone? When the skies are blue and vibrant, and you're not overly chemtrailing, it's a beautiful time. Everything looks right, you know. And he's been spraying extra heavy this year, especially in October, because usually out here in Missouri in October, he gives the skies a break, you know. And this is why we usually have those beautiful, vibrant falls. But we didn't have a fall time. We went straight from summer to fucking winter. Okay, we may have had like maybe 2 weeks of fall, and you didn't even notice it because it's like it was a fly by night. You know, the leaves were dropping late, and by like fucking late October, early November, they sent the wind for like 2 weeks, and then that got all the leaves out, and then, you know, now we're bare and dull again. I remember a time, wintertime used to be fun. Wintertime used to be beautiful, but now this shit is brutal. Hell, you don't even want to get out the bed in wintertime because it's so damn depressing. You know, but like we just read in Psalms 82 and 5. So I'm going to end it giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Rakakadash. Lord's will, you will edify. Until the next lesson. Shalom.